We're just gonna roll right into it.
Okay.
Whoa.
Mr. Connon's huge cock.
Here we go.
Steph.
This is perfect. There's no better way to start this.
Fuck that noise. We're not quitting.
You're listening to the F That Noise podcast, featuring Pete Melia,
But we're talking about shit here. Whoa.
Jamie Klein,
No one wants to smell your dirty fucking shit.
Mike Burdick,
I feel like I'm in group.
Steve Taylor,
Is he getting his balls slapped by some other dude?
and Keith Grieve.
You get a fucking sausage.
All right, folks, we are back after a long hiatus. We apologize, folks. We know we were bad.
Inverse.
This is That Noise, episode 82, and I don't know how many of you guys have seen what I titled this on our Facebook feed. It is episode 82, the Book of Boba. What the fuck was that?
Mike is Lobot.
Yeah, Mike looks like Lobot. If you don't know, if you're behind on your Star Wars trivia, Lobot is the android.
Yeah, try to unsee that now.
And The Empire Strikes Back, and I've never seen a more truer call out. If you take the top of your headphones and just put them behind your head, it would be perfect. Like,
So,
yeah, keep going, just finish it. Yeah, oh yeah, there it is.
Kind of looks like Prince Leia there.
It's so goddamn perfect. I can't stand it.
now you can't hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Low chocolate.
All right, so here we go, folks. If you want to take part in the live stream, you want to like our Facebook page, because we don't know what day or time we're going to get on the air anymore, and that's where all of the news and current events happens. If you want to join the stream, there's a link there in the chat, and also on our YouTube feed. So without further ado, let's get this royal shit show underway. We start every episode with a drive of the week. If you don't know what a drive is a line from a movie or a TV show set with exceptional velocity and volume. And this segment belongs to James Klein.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Vladimir Putin, you fucking piece of dog shit. Go fuck yourself. What we have here is
I hope he's not listening.
When you say it, it makes total sense.
Yes. What we have here is the 19.
Can't really alienate any of our listeners.
I
love the Putin.
What we have here is the 1987 1987 sci-fi comedy classic Inner Space. I love this movie. I think it's great. It's a very underrated film. And Martin Short is absolutely fucking hilarious in this movie. Martin Short does a very, very good underrated drive. So I found this and I'm like, oh, we gotta play this for the podcast. So play that shit, yo.
Jack, get a hold of yourself, Jack. I need some aspirin. What?
Please, I'm begging you for some aspirin. 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 Please, I'm begging you for some aspirin.
So it happens so early in the clip. It bucks our usual trend of having like a good 10 to 12 second.
Yeah,
right.
Oh,
Kind of went right after it.
Was the money shot right away?
But I mean, that's like Martin Short.
I'll give you a money shot.
no.
Michael Short.
Well, part of so Mike is really infatuated with this sound effect that I found on this website that I use. So
No, I just like the word.
there it is. So if you hear him chirp up during the show like that, that's because he's fascinated by small shiny items, and that's where we're at. That was the drive of the week. Are you doing Trash Man Media anymore? Do I plug them?
Actually, right now, like the WordPress just got updated and it fucked up all the plugins. So that's currently down. Last time I looked, I know Jim was working on it. So we were gonna try to have. It's funny too. I got a movie to review. It just came in.
See. So in the near future, keep checking back to TrashmanMedia.com.
Yes.
They are the ones that bring to you
Whoa.
the drive of the week every week.
Right. And also, don't forget to check out www.chrispender.com.
There you go. if you can find it.
Yeah, man, just find your name.
So there's been a lot of shit going on keeping us from getting together, and we won't go into it now. But we have been wanting to talk about the Book of Boba Fett to the point where nobody has brought it up in our private group chat because, well, it's been brought up, but any large tangents have been amputated at the root because we're trying to save it and keep it fresh for the day where we finally returned to the air. And here we are. So,
Steve, will you clear your throat, please?
I'm sick as a dog right now. So.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Chocolate.
First cold in like 3 years.
Oh man.
We might have a good go back and forth about this 3 versus 2 on this because you can't obviously be evenly split with 5 people. So I know where Mike and Steve lie.
I've kept it primarily a secret how I feel.
Yeah, I have no idea what Mike.
So we're gonna go with you guys.
Like Darren Dunn's sexuality.
But on that note, on that note, I think that Pete should start because when we saw Pete last weekend, he did give us like the first like introduction of his comments, and like he said, that's all you're getting right now. And he said, and I haven't been able to sleep since.
So I say we let Pete lead off here.
Oh man. Well, first of all, like I'm not as hard on my entertainment as some of you guys tend to be. For the most part, if something takes me somewhere, and it's a place I want to go, it works out just perfect. And the details are great. But anyways, in this case, I love that they continued the story of Boba Fett. Didn't just let it die there in the pit. And, for how many years have we just basically had that guy dead in our hearts? Like, he's just gone, Any resurrecting of him in any form, to me, is better. It's better than him just being dead forever, in my opinion. Now, I think that's the big dividing line, maybe.
Did you say any erection?
Any erection, like Michael's in.
Oh, okay.
No, not like Michael. Whatever.
Michael's in.
Right. So, that said, I had a low bar. Pretty low bar. I happen to like the direction that they took the aging, middle-aged, fella, whatever he was. I don't know, maybe 20 years he sat there in the pit or whatever it was. Went through a divorce and the whole thing, and he's middle-aged guy comes out. I was okay with all of that. Him out of shape, the whole thing. Yeah, it all followed, as far as I'm concerned. I like the storyline, how it was nice and simple. He took his way in there. The best part about the whole thing, I can go into all that stuff. It was all well and good with me. But basically, when I was watching it with my 3 boys, and we had a riot throughout the entire series. We looked forward to every episode. That's what mostly what made it for me. I spent like half of it just staring at them,
Hey Pete, did you guys watch them like you didn't binge, you kind of spread it out, or how did you do it?
Well, we were basically waiting for the next one to come out.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Oh yeah, and that was like a party. We had a spread, we had we made stuff ahead of time, like I would forget about it sometimes, and it's like, oh my god, and then everyone's excited, and that made the whole thing for me. I love that they gave personalities to things like the Rancor. They gave it a little depth. I like that they gave a little depth to the Sand People in that whole storyline or whatever. Everybody had closed the book on just kind of the Sand People, and that's pretty much all that's it. What a shitty character, really, when you think about it. Like, anything that crosses their path, they're so fucking pissed all the time. They just like fire at it and try to murder it, and how does the people like that survive in any way? Like, like in the desert and harsh conditions. There's got to be more to it, right? Like, it turns out there is. Anyways, I'm finished and I rest my case.
So
And
basically,
may you all fuck the Brandon twins. Thank you.
so basically, the main driver of your joy from the series was the fact that you and your boys.
Thank you.
Oh god, that's a killer.
Brandon.
Right, James, do you want to go?
Sure.
Yeah. All right, we'll go on. We'll go on to Steve.
No, I can do it. I can. I can do it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Didn't love it. Like, to me, it's like The Mandalorian is right up here. Book of Boba Fett was not the mic. Was more middle ground for me. I thought it got better as it went along. I get what Pete is saying, I guess, but then I remember what Mike said, so I kind of agree with both Mike and
I haven't
Pete.
said anything.
No, you said a while back before when we were even on air. You about the mystique of Boba Fett, and I wish there was a little bit more mystique. He had this helmet off too much. It was driving me up the wall. I was like, God damn, put your helmet on. You're much cooler when your helmet's on. Right now, you look like
It was almost like an anti-vax statement being made. You got to take your mask off. I don't know.
Right. Hey, you never know. Maybe. But yeah, I really enjoyed it once the Mandalorian came into the show. That's when I was like, oh, good. This is like like half of season 3. It was like season 2.5, because I loved all the stuff. I loved the stuff with Luke Skywalker. I love the stuff with R2D2. I like that, Baby Yoda Gogurt or Grubot, whatever the fuck his name is.
Gogurt. I love Gogurt. Gogurt is his new name.
Whatever his name is. I like that he chose to go with the Mandalorian. I love all that stuff. I love that they finally connected at the end. I got totally geeked out, nerded out watching that. And kind of like what Pete said, like my wife and I were just always looking forward to watching. Now, we did binge the first 4 episodes, and we both were like, yeah, it's okay. Nothing great, but it's tolerable. It's not bad. Once we hit episode 5, and that's when the Mandalorian came back, I was glued, and we had to wait for each one. And could not wait to watch each episode. And then the last episode was just, all it was action, and Boba Fett had his goddamn helmet on, so I was happy about that. But I enjoyed it, and I like the stuff with the Rancor, and I thought that was kind of cool, and I like the pissed off evil Chewbacca. I forgot what that character's name was. I like that. I could do without the those what do you call those? The
pussies.
Oh, yeah.
Fucktards on bikes.
The grunge look. I don't know what they're called. The splatterpunk looking guys. Yeah.
Vespa bikes.
I could do without those. It didn't ruin it for me, but I was like, ugh. Anytime they were on, I was like, I could care less. And I don't know about you guys. The one character I can't stand. She's also in The Mandalorian. Is that Strangers with Candy broad that's in all the episodes? I can't stand her.
You mean
the mechanic?
She works on the ships, and
she plays the mechanic.
Yeah, she's the comic relief.
Sudeikis is the actress, right?
Can't fucking stomach her. So every time she's on, it's like, god damn it. So
Linda Lavin remake.
Yes.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yes. And the only thing missing is Mel. But like all her dialogue is like it is awful. Like seriously, like I just every time she opens her mouth.
Yeah.
Amy Sedaris, David Bell.
Yeah, it's like nails on a chalkboard. I couldn't stand that. But overall, I enjoyed it. I love Star Wars, so I might be biased because it is Star Wars. But overall, I got a kick out of it. But what did it for me was that last episode. I fucking loved that last episode. I thought it was so much fun. Tits.
Okay. All right. Steven.
So I went into it with high hopes too, because even though everyone thinks I hate everything Star Wars, that is not true. I do love The Mandalorian, both seasons.
Hate Empire.
And so I had high hopes going into this because at first I had a little bit of an issue with Boba Fett, who I think The Mandalorian is supposed to take place right after Jedi, right?
Yes.
No, 4 years.
Yeah.
Still, it's like 4 years. So the Mandalorian or Boba Fett should still only be in his 40s, and now he's a fat 60-year-old. And I was like, I don't see how this fucking. You're in the Rancor for 4 years and you turn to a fat 60-year-old. Okay. I had such high hopes, and like Jamie said, the first 4 episodes I thought were boring. Like it was literally a fat Boba Fett walking up and down a street. The part with the Sand People, I agree with Pete. I loved, and that's why I was very disappointed when they just killed off that whole storyline to give him like more of a reason to go on. That
Like
didn't
a
make
tragedy. Yeah.
I would have rather them have kept the Sand People and continued on that storyline. I thought that would have been a better storyline because pretty much everything when they get into the city with the cyberpunk douchebags, and I didn't even like the bad guy, the villain syndicate in it. I wasn't really blown away by them. I lost me. Episode 5 and 6 were the Mandalorian episodes, which I loved both of those. 7 is where they started to integrate them, and I didn't like the end. Because it was the walking up and down the street, blowing up of Jessica Biel's not Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel.
If Jessica Biel was in it, it might have worked.
No, who was the one from Flashdance? That was the bar.
Oh, I know you're talking about Jennifer.
Jennifer Beals.
Jennifer Beals. She wasn't that, bro. They blew up her bar and she was gone, and they didn't really talk about that. And there was like a main kind of hangout for at least 3 episodes. And so that kind of bothered me a little bit. And then the whole running down the street with those massive droidicas, and they go like 3 blocks running down the middle of the street, and not one of them gets hit by a fucking laser. The whole chase. I was sitting there like, come on, somebody's got to fucking die or dive behind a building or something. They run all the way to the end, and that guy does that stupid little Fegula spin where he fires his gun, the one with the robot eye.
What did he do?
I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah.
And I don't know. To me, the Rancor thing, I wasn't a big fan of. When he went back to, what I assumed was he was going back to get Slave One.
Pussy.
Because I think that thing with its lasers would have done more damage on everything going on in the city than the Rancor, which ended up causing almost as much damage.
Yeah.
Penis.
What? Please, I'm thanking you for the back.
All right, Mike, go ahead. Unleash.
Unleash
It
the
sucked.
The in-depth commentary.
No, I mean, it starts with the stuff I mentioned before. Is like, yeah, like kind of like Bill Nye and Steve said, is like this guy was old, and he was old for no reason. Like we knew him for like 4 or 6 lines or something in the original trilogy. Right. We didn't know much about him, and here he comes, and all we're learning about is his frailties and how fucking old he is, and how he has to take breaks in a respirator, and how he like he has to take another nap. Whatever.
It's
got to take another nap. I got to come up with a stupid name for the respirator, and then there's the problem that originally, like going into this, if you say you like Star Wars, everybody that was good is now bad, and everybody that bad is now good. Like I got to fucking root for the creature, the Rancor, or whatever the hell his name is. I got to root.
Rancor.
I got to root for these stupid guards. I got to root for these people, and then Luke Skywalker comes out like a douchebag. The whole thing about like the whole thing about how he is, there's no absolutes in the Jedi, and then he hands you either do this or this. He does like absolutes, like crazy. Shows what a shitty teacher he is. Not to mention the fact that his fucking face bothered me. It just was really bothersome. Like it didn't bother me as much with Princess Leia or Tarkin in Rogue One for some reason, but with Luke, it really bothered the fuck out of me. He just looked like crap. There's 2 episodes in the whole thing that worked, and that was the Mandalorian centered episodes. The last episode was dog shit. It was like so bad. It made no sense. It was like this. It had no story, but really through the entire series, there were no stakes to hang your head on. You had this guy that was trying to be a gangster, but he didn't want to collect protection money or do anything. You had these guys, they give you these characters and then they don't pay off at all. Like the two guards go off a cliff like nothing. There's no stakes or nothing really to care about, and there's nothing really going on. And although I salute Pete and his sons being able to watch this show, and I think that's awesome, I think the show itself sucked. And I think when it comes down to it, it just comes down to the saturation of Star Wars. And it's just and saturation of Marvel and these ideas. They're like, it's so easy to just throw out another 8-episode show now, another trilogy, another this. It used to be a big freaking deal. And it's sort of like when you get that original speech from Obi-Wan about what the Jedi were to Luke, and then we get fucking midichlorians and 1,000 Jedi survived the purge and all this kind of stuff, and you're like, he wasn't the last Jedi, and there's all this. It's like it ruins it when you put all this extra detail on it. This kind of is what this was for Boba Fett. Boba Fett was just an awesome character. If anybody should have got on and just kicked ass, it should have been Boba Fett. The only saving grace besides the Mandalorian for me was the evil character, the cowboy character, the blue guy.
Oh yeah, that guy was
his
cool.
name. And I thought that was a really good incorporation. And he had a really good character, and they wrote him kind of well, and I thought he was great. But I didn't care about any of these characters other than him, though. That's
my problem with that, and I agree with you, Mike. I like that character, but Disney had to pull a Disney and kill the bad guy. It's like, why did he need to die? He was such a cool character. You could have built off of him.
Right. No, I hear you, but at the same time, it's very much of like a Western, right? Like the Mandalorian was very much a Western and an old like samurais and Westerns and that kind of thing. This kind of gave that little element of that where he was like, he's a classic Western villain who falls at the end. I just didn't think that the people that killed him were worth a damn.
Yeah.
So it didn't really work for me, but that was just my take on it. But I totally respect what you're saying about being able to catch every episode, like look forward to it. I think that's awesome. It just didn't. I really, like Steve said, I really had high expectations. I really wanted to like it, especially after The Mandalorian. And I feel like these streaming shows have an opportunity to do what some of the movies can't. And it just disappoints me when it doesn't happen. And I felt like, that's basically it. And if anyone has the opportunity, I told you guys this the other night, but if you have the opportunity to watch that honest trailer, that's a great honest trailer to watch on Boba Fett. Because they really hit it on the nose, and it's really funny too.
The trailer's honest, but you're a fucking liar, man.
I am.
You are.
That's true.
You are full of shit.
Very true.
We know.
Oh.
This. We know this.
oh.
Here's the thing. Like the whole series was going on, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm here. Not like The Mandalorian, where it's like, okay, we kind of knew the myth of Mandalorians, growing up with Star Wars. If you had read or any of the comics or played any of the video games, you knew a little bit about what the myth of the Mandalorians were. So let's see this. Let's see where this character goes. And the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian knocked it out of the park. But now you got to, and even at the end of the season 2 of The Mandalorian, when Boba Fett shows up, you're like, wait a minute. How the fuck did he get out of the Sarlacc pit? And then they go and answer it, and you're like, well, that doesn't really satisfy me at all.
Because they really didn't answer it. He
just crawled out. The sand.
Mm-hmm.
It totally did a disservice to what that menacing pit looked like in 1983, even with the limited special effects of the day. But it was that was unsatisfying. And then you get to that fucking biker gang or whatever the fuck you want to call them, and it's like, well, who the fuck? Like, you've got all of these badasses. Okay, you've got Boba Fett, even though he's old and he's sucking off a back to tank every chance he gets, and you've got the Mandalorian comes in and I don't see the two of them putting up with that bullshit. Like Boba Fett would have smoked those fuckers just on general principle. You know, if he would lived up to the myth. And I get that the character was kind of mellowing with age, but fuck, if I wanted to see that, I'll just look in the mirror every goddamn day. Like I don't want to. It just doesn't. It's not what I want to watch.
Boba Fett likes his scotch.
Yeah, well, exactly. Boba, my alter ego is Boba Miserable, but you know it's different. Anywho, I got it. You got me on a tangent here.
You guys didn't like Kevin Nuz coming back in episode 6?
So yeah, I just and then like so my son was really into it, and then at the end I'm like he's fucking riding a fucking Rancor. I'm like, what the fuck? And that guy Mike, I forgot his name already. That guy had a lot of potential.
Scott Beard,
looks just like Mike's penis.
Yeah,
it does. That's why I liked it.
The comics, I guess, in the comics, and was he in Rebels, Steve? You know the animated series better than I do.
He's in Clone Wars. Is he in Rebels too?
Yeah, I think he is.
The fan base was really pissed off that they portrayed him the way they did in that show.
I don't know why. He did great.
I think it's just the way that he was taken out, because he was such a badass.
Darth Maul, I like to tell it.
What?
He was Darth Maul.
Huh?
Yeah, Darth Maul didn't die apparently.
No, that's the other thing. The Star Wars keeps like, haha, you thought he was dead, but he's not.
Are you guys looking forward? Are you guys looking forward to Obi-Wan Kenobi series?
I actually am.
See,
I am
I'm
because
not. That's the one I'm not interested.
I am because I like the angle of the story. Okay, like Boba Fett's story didn't have anywhere to go, except for he's alive and look what's happened to him now. He's old and he sucks. Yeah, not exciting.
Well, something has to make him turn from Ewan McGregor into Alec Guinness.
Well, okay. Well, you're gonna have to let that go.
Like he's gonna. No, I mean the guy's got to age.
Well, yeah, but the angle of the story of the Inquisitors trying to find the last Jedi, I think that has potential. Where they go with it, who knows? But it's
I tell you, I was looking forward to it more before Boba Fett. Now I'm about sick of seeing Tatooine. I'm done with it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with it. Like it's fucking like it was this. It's supposed to be this planet in the middle of nowhere, and every movie centers on Tatooine now. It's like I don't want to see it anymore. But I also heard they changed the story because they didn't want the Obi-Wan young Luke relationship to be too close to Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. So they changed the whole story up or something.
Well, I know that like they originally in the story, Darth Maul was supposed to be the main bad guy, and then that kind of got whittled away and changed. Now Darth Vader is the main bad guy.
I heard from the trailer, it looks like the Inquisitor is the main bad guy.
Yeah, that's just what I read was that the big baddie is Darth Vader actually.
Because I know they're putting Darth Vader in the Ahsoka one now.
So, and it'll be
what is that? I don't even know what that is.
Ahsoka is Rosario Dawson's role in The Mandalorian.
The one that was on the planet with Luke.
Right. Okay.
That was like in the Clone Wars. She's like the Padawan to Anakin. She's like his student.
It's starting to get too many TV shows.
Well, it's fine if they tell compelling stories, but if they're just there to fucking soak up money, it comes through pretty quick.
Yeah, but that's any series. You're not gonna find any series.
But if it's well done, you're okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay absolutely with The Mandalorian, and I mean they created this app and they created the Disney app and they got to fill it with content. So
there's a shit ton of content on that thing. But I think that if you had a compelling story, and not Boba Fett's in taking a bath pretty much for fucking 60% of the show.
It's true.
It's like 2 times.
No, it's not.
Jamie.
I mean, can we give the guy a break? He was in the Sarlacc pit for decades. Who even knows what the Beskar
No, he was
protected
in there.
him.
He was in there for a little while, and then he crawled
Well,
out.
hey, but what do we know about Boba Fett? Maybe the guy was 60 years old the whole damn time. Who even knows?
Every goddamn.
Because we know from the
True.
stupid prequels.
That's we know him from the prequels.
We know how old he was.
He's
Yeah,
the little boy in the prequels.
in episode
He's
2.
the son of Jango Fett, the little kid.
Oh yeah, but I mean, what was that on the timeline? How long ago was that? It's really hard to know.
It would put him. I looked it up. It would put him in the Book of Boba Fett series at about 45 years old.
Okay. Yeah, and besides, I mean, if I want to look at some 20-year-old, know-it-all jagoff, I mean, I'll just go to work tomorrow, You know what I mean? It's about time we represent some real people from the real generation
No, I'm with you on that.
out there still doing it.
Yeah,
Nah.
they should have called the
Fuck
show "Cry Boba."
Fuck and shaming. I don't want to hear it.
But here's the thing. You're saying that, but it's true. It's like, if that's the case, they're still doing it. The characters they put out there, they're done. They're getting beat up. They're not working. They're not doing it right. It's like, if you're talking about a 45, 46-year-old person like us, we're out working our asses off. This is someone who's got to take a bath. And Jamie, it's not 2 times. It's almost every episode they had him in there.
Yeah, I mean, the second he crawled out of the
remember 2
pit, he got
episodes.
absolutely stomped by about 80 people or something. I mean, the guy didn't get a chance to catch his breath for a second, you know. Sarlacc pit, a massive stomping. I mean,
the Oliphant down one of them.
give the guy a bath for crying out loud.
Jesus Christ.
He can take a bath after the episode's over.
Paul Wilcox just commented, "We can all agree, I'm sure, that the best part of the show was his sorry-ass crew of flunkies running around the town." Now you're just trying to poke the bear, Paul. You are just trying to poke
Goddamn
the
right, Paul.
bear. That after-school program crew of sissies, he said.
Oh, you fuckers.
Yeah. So
those guys made Biff Tannen's crew look like they were
What, Keith? What?
The
violent-
Warriors. The
violent
Warriors.
criminals. Yeah, like the Warriors.
Yeah.
I
There you
heard
go.
I heard that Steve hates Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah, they
Fuck
can't stand
yourself.
it.
That's
And,
blasphemy, Mike.
And
Blasphemy.
Ghostbusters too.
Blasphemy.
Jesus.
Jesus Marimba.
Holy
I watched that for the first time the other day.
What?
Batman 1989.
Hey, Keith, did you
for the
find?
first time ever?
Hey, Keith,
No.
Keith, when you rewatched it, did you find out any interesting new tidbit that you could share with the group?
It's funny that you ask, Mike. Yes, I did. So I gotta actually look up her name now that you bring it up. I wasn't going to. So, like, as with
Debbie Samuels.
Oh,
any movie that I've seen over and over again, like I think Jamie, you said you do the same thing when you watch a movie, scrolling through IMDb.
Yeah.
And so Batman 1989, Joker taints all the
Taint?
taints all the taint. He taints all of the personal care products or whatever, and so you got the 2 models that are the first victims. And if you go and you look through the cast, the actress that played Amanda Keeler, one of the first Joker victims, and you go to her IMDb profile, and you go and you look at her filmography. She's known for Steamy Windows, Rearing Rachel,
Oh,
that's a good one.
Part-Time Stewardesses,
Oscar.
yeah.
Rear View, Girls Who Dig Girls 19. She was in.
Oh, she wasn't in 18.
No, apparently not. Diamond in the Rough, Hot in the Saddle,
That's a classic.
Colossal Orgy 3.
Oh, nice. Dude, no
Yeah.
big
It's getting late in the career now.
The Big Bang 3, Sarah Young Private Fantasies 22. Like,
I didn't think they went up that high.
You know what's interesting is Seth Rogen was on that Graham Norton show, and he was talking about how whenever they did a movie where they needed a girl to take her top off, instead of getting an actress and convincing her to do that, they would get a porn star and they would put her in the movie. And in his words, it was the best thing she did all week. You know,
I saw that once when she was talking about working with Stormy Daniels.
Stormy Daniels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of made me think of that.
David Bell commented on the stream, I haven't seen this series yet, and after this, I will not be watching this apparent I've fallen and I can't get up infomercial.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Or the Cialis commercial, like that shitty band at the fucking bar this weekend.
Oh, no. The Cialis commercial where the couple's sitting in the bathtubs looking out in the hill, they're back to tanks.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, they're not.
No, they're really not. It was
No, they're really not.
It was supposed to be funnier, but it wasn't. So.
Please, I'm begging you for some egg.
What else is anybody watching?
I did see Nobody. I finally saw Nobody.
Yeah.
It was good. It wasn't great, but I enjoyed it. It was all right.
Who's that?
Bob Odenkirk. I like him. He's awesome. Michael Ironside is fucking league now. Whoa, that guy's a mess. That guy. Whoa. That guy ate Michael Ironside. That guy is fucking huge. And Christopher Lloyd's in it. He's awesome. I just didn't. The director sucked. Whoever the guy who directed it, he blew biscuits. But overall, I thought the story was decent. I mean, you've seen the story a million times in a million movies, but it worked, and I think it was mostly because Bob Odenkirk. There is a fight scene on a bus.
Yeah,
that was fucking awesome. And it was kind of realistic, but then as it went along, it got a little too marvelly. And
well, he got beat up a lot. That was the thing in the scene. Yeah, like he got beat up a lot.
It got too silly as it went along, but overall, I liked it. It's still worth taking a look at. That was probably the only like new thing that I can think of that I've seen. It's a new movie.
Paul wanted to know if you've seen X yet.
Oh, I heard it's awesome, but
Dude,
no,
I
I
gotta
haven't
see
seen
that.
it.
Malcolm X?
Yeah.
I saw that years ago.
Yeah, I did see that too. No, that's playing at the Music Box actually right now at midnight screenings. That movie. Very
I
curious.
love the box.
David Bell says we recently finished Peacemaker. Really liked it.
I fucking love that show.
Oh, the spinoff. The spinoff.
Yeah.
With well, of course he liked it. John Cena's in it. He loves his wrestling.
It's a spinoff of what?
It's a spinoff of Suicide Squad.
The new Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Yeah. John Cena's character Peacemaker is like a Captain America, but he believes in peace and justice by killing people.
Yeah.
And he has a partner in the show. The only other time I saw the guy, he was an extra in a Harry Potter movie. Plays this guy called the Vigilante, which is the Peacemaker's unaffiliated partner. And Vigilante is this guy who's in his 20s who is semi-mentally retarded. He works as a busboy, but is a like highly trained killer. And so he's out there absolutely free as can be, like slaughtering people just as an idiot. It's one of the most entertaining superheroes I've ever seen.
Well, then there you have it.
It's like the Punisher on heroin.
And his name is John Cena.
Oh, great show, though. Great show.
Good.
Oh, I couldn't resist. I went and searched for that sound.
Thanks, because I don't hear that enough.
I was
I'm
gonna
sure
say.
you don't. I'm sure you don't. All right. I think we've exhausted all of our topics for today.
But no one else has seen anything.
I saw Val finally, which is
Yeah, I think 7.
Really 7, but really good. Like I can't believe he had that much footage throughout his life. It's just like he had footage from back in school and Top Gun and all those fucking time. The only thing I can fault is it didn't really hit on Real Genius all that much. And
no, it didn't. Or Top Secret.
Or Top Secret. But I really like that. I also book-wise, Bob Odenkirk, I just got his book. I've started to read
nice.
comedy drama, and I actually got it signed, and it's great. It's really good so far. I'm only like
Wait, you met him?
No, it came signed.
Shit.
Like it was a signed copy. It was pretty great. But I really admire him. I think he's a great writer, great actor, and I'm rewatching Breaking Bad, getting ready for the Better Call Saul last season. So
yeah, it's starting up mid-April, I think it is.
I'm coming too. Yes, mid-April.
Oh,
Sounded like it all over Odenkirk.
Pussy!
All the things that make us laugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pussy
great.
holes.
Oh,
Fucking awesome.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. I haven't really seen it. I'm behind. I need to see the Batman. I really want to see
It's
that.
gonna be out on HBO Max in like 15 days or something like that.
Yeah, I don't have HBO.
We had a 45-day window in the theaters, and then it's HBO.
I've got
So weird.
every other fucking streaming service but HBO Max.
I gotta tell you, man, it's a really without ruining anything, a good movie on its own before it's a Batman movie. It's an interesting movie, and then it's a good take on Batman too. So.
Would you guys liked it if Batman was played by someone the age of 45?
Yes. I look forward to seeing Michael Keaton again.
As long as I don't have to go into a fucking
Bathtub?
bathtub.
You shit in the bathtub with Seuss.
No, that would be all these years. Mike was Bathman. We didn't.
Let me just say this. None of this was like recently.
good point out.
Oh God.
No.
Yeah.
Bathtub with Mike Wooding.
How can you imagine that?
Bat Time with Mike Wooding is a great series. That'd be great.
You're going to need a bigger mop.
Oh yeah.
No water, just lemon yogurt.
When we start talking ill of the dead,
Just
is when
lemon.
I hit the outro.
Wooding.
This has been episode 82 of F That Noise. Follow us on fthatnoisepod.com. On all new episodes.
My controls.
We edited and published tomorrow. We have it. Follow us on our Facebook page.
Ralph Orr's roast beef.
Shit.
Please, I'm begging you for the Batman.
See y'all later.
Kring.